Welcome to the labyrinthine tale of the Habsburg Dynasty, one of Europe's most formidable and enduring powers. From modest beginnings in the High Medieval period, the Habsburgs rose to become the architects of an empire that spanned across Europe and beyond, wielding immense political, cultural, and religious influence that shaped the continent's history for centuries. The Habsburgs came into prominence in the late 13th century, and by strategically marrying into other royal families, they expanded their influence and territories. Their dominion included not just Austria, but sprawling across Spain, the Holy Roman Empire, and even the far reaches of the New World. This vast empire was often said to be one where the sun never sets, mirroring the equally expansive empire of their Spanish counterparts. Throughout their reign, the Habsburgs were known not only for their political acumen and strategic marriages, but also for their patronage of the arts and sciences. This contributed to a flourishing of culture known as the Habsburg Renaissance, which saw the arts and intellectual pursuits thrive under their governance. The family also played a crucial role in the religious conflicts in Europe, navigating the tumultuous waters of the Reformation and Counter-Reformation. However, the Habsburg legacy is also marked by the darker shades of power. They were often entangled in wars of succession and territorial disputes, which sowed conflict across Europe. Intrigues at court, political machinations, and the burden of ruling such vast territories were commonplace, shaping the character of the dynasty as both revered and reviled by rulers. As we delve deeper into the Habsburg narrative, we will uncover not just the grandeur and glory of their empire, but also the personal and political tragedies that haunted them. Their story is a potent reminder of how closely greatness and sorrow can be intertwined. It sets the stage for exploring their lasting impact on European history and the alleged curse that shadowed their lineage. Within the grand tapestry of the Habsburgs dynasty, Archduke Louis Salvador emerges as a particularly enigmatic figure. Ostensibly a nobleman devoted to the arts and the beauties of the Mediterranean, his life was marked by deep secrets and covert operations, starkly contrasting with his public persona. Archduke Louis Salvador's story is rife with intrigue. Despite his appearance as a cultured scholar and benefactor of the arts, he operated within a complex network of espionage. His frequent travels and extensive property holdings across the Mediterranean were not merely leisurely pleasures, but strategic positions that facilitated covert activities. These locations served as meeting points for discreet communications and observation posts for monitoring European political developments. This dual life paints a picture of a man who was far more than just a passive observer of his time. He was an active participant in shaping the political landscape. The secrets Louis Salvador harbored had significant implications of our understanding of Habsburg intrigues. His covert actions, possibly conducted at the behest of the Habsburg monarchy or his own accord, suggest a layer of diplomatic maneuvering hidden beneath official narratives. These actions included gathering intelligence on rival powers, influencing local politics to favor Habsburg interests, or negotiating secret treaties. This complex web of espionage activities challenges the conventional view of the Habsburg political strategies, revealing a family that employed both overt power and covert tactics to maintain and expand their influence. The implication of these hidden operations is profound, suggesting that what is commonly understood about European diplomacy in the era might only be the tip of the iceberg, the visible part of a much larger, intricate game of power played behind the scenes. Louis Salvador's life also invites us to ponder the personal cost of such secrecy. How did maintaining such a double existence affect his relationships, mental health, and view of his royal duty? The psychological burden of leading such a life, split between public duty and hidden agendas, adds a tragic depth to his character, marking him as one of the more complex and tragic figures in the Habsburg lineage. As we peel back the layers of Archduke Louis Salvador's secret life, we uncover not just the actions of a lone noble, but a paradigm of Habsburg operations. A dynasty that not only ruled with an iron scepter, but also with a hidden hand, shaping the course of history from the shadows. This revelation forces us to reconsider the narrative of European history, acknowledging the unseen and unrecorded influences that have silently guided its course. Within the storied annals of the Habsburg Dynasty, there whispers a dark and potent legend: the curse of Rodolfo I. This curse, steeped in betrayal and ancient omens, is said to have doomed Rodolfo I and his descendants to centuries of misfortune and despair. According to lore, during a pivotal moment of betrayal that would secure his rise to power, Rodolfo was cursed by a rival, condemning his bloodline to tragic fate. This eerie curse has colored the history of the Habsburgs with a series of calamities that seem almost too frequent and severe to be mere coincidence. Among the most haunting incidents attributed to this curse is the tragic Meyerling incident, where Crown Prince Rudolf and his young lover, Mary Vetsera, were found dead under mysterious circumstances, their demise shrouded in speculation and dark theories. Another grim chapter was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo, an event that not only claimed his life, but also precipitated the First World War, altering the course of history. The curse's shadow loomed not just over these high-profile tragedies, but also in less-known but equally tragic events. Numerous members of the Habsburg family suffered from physical and mental health problems, untimely deaths, and personal misfortunes, all of which were often viewed through the prism of the curse. Historical records, royal correspondences, and diaries within the Habsburg archives frequently alluded to this curse, reflecting a perennial fear that the family was under an evil spell. How has this curse been perceived over the centuries? Within the Habsburg family and among European aristocracy, it oscillated between being a genuine belief and a convenient explanation for the natural outcomes of dynastic pressures and inbreeding. To the public and historians, it has been a topic of fascination and debate, fueling countless theories and speculative accounts that blend history with supernatural lore. Is there a logical explanation for these patterns of tragedies? While some argue that the Habsburgs' extensive intermarriage led to genetic disorders that might explain the frequent health issues and untimely deaths, others suggest that the high stakes of political power inherently exposed the family to more significant risks and conflicts. Yet the curse offers a more mystic and sinister explanation, one that entwines the dynasty's fate with the forces of destiny and dark magic. Archduke Louis Salvador, cloaked in the regality of the Habsburg dynasty, lived a life split between the visible and the invisible. Every public step was shadowed by private battles with destiny and personal torment. His story unfolds like a secretive chapter in the annals of a royal lineage, showcasing how pivotal yet unseen actions can potentially sway the course of history. Engaging deeply in covert diplomacy, Louis Salvador was intricately involved in pre-war espionage that might have had the potential to divert the tragedies leading to World War I. He held intimate knowledge of the complex alliances and volatile tensions that simmered beneath the surface of European politics. If his strategic interventions had been successful, they might have delayed or even prevented the outbreak of conflict, altering the historical timeline significantly. Beyond the political arena, Louis Salvador wrestled with the burdens imposed by the so-called Habsburg curse, which cast a long, dark shadow over his personal existence. This ancestral curse, steeped in myth and history, was believed to bring misfortune and despair to members of the family. For Louis Salvador, this curse manifested not only in the realm of public duty, but seeped deeply into his personal life, exacerbating his inner conflicts and contributing to a profound sense of isolation and melancholy. These internal struggles with his royal identity, heritage, and the curse reshaped his narrative, turning his life into a complex tragedy. His existence was a constant negotiation between his obligations to the throne and his own mental and emotional well-being. This dichotomy raises questions about the true cost of royalty and the unseen pressures faced by those born into positions of immense power. The hidden aspects of Louis Salvador's life, full of espionage, secret knowledge, and cursed legacy, redefined the tragedy of his character. They reveal a man torn between his sense of duty to a powerful dynasty and the oppressive weight of a doomed fate. This juxtaposition offers a deeper look into how personal turmoil and public personas are intertwined, highlighting the often overlooked human element in historical narratives. By understanding these hidden dimensions, we gain insight into the political implications of Louis Salvador's actions and the profound personal costs of living under such a heavy legacy. His life invites us to reflect on the complex interplay of history, family curses, and individual agency, making us ponder the unseen battles that shape not only the course of an individual's life, but also the history of nations. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated in Sarajevo. This singular act of violence by a Serbian nationalist set off a chain of events that spiraled into World War I, fundamentally altering the 20th century. While rooted in the political and nationalistic tensions of the time, gains an additional layer of intrigue when viewed through the narrative of the Habsburg curse. This perspective posits that the dynasty's fabled misfortune may have extended beyond personal tragedies to shape pivotal historical events. The assassination of Franz Ferdinand can be seen as a direct manifestation of the Habsburg curse, if one subscribes to the belief that the family was doomed to suffer and cause suffering. His death not only marked a significant personal loss for the Habsburg family, but also triggered the July Crisis, which saw a rapid escalation of tensions among the major European powers. Within weeks, the complex web of alliances and treaties led to an all-out conflict, the Great War, which would eventually claim millions of lives and dismantle empires. This link between the Habsburg curse and the outbreak of World War I invites a deeper examination of how perceived cursed legacies might influence the destinies of nations. Suppose the curse were taken as a potent, albeit mystical influence. In that case, it underscores the idea that the Habsburg were not merely passive victims of external political machinations, but were also pivotal figures whose actions or misfortunes could dictate the flow of history. Critically, the assassination and the subsequent war highlight the intersection of fate, personal tragedy, and national destiny. The idea of a curse, particularly one so entwined with the identity of a ruling dynasty, suggests that the personal calamities of the Habsburgs had the power to echo beyond their immediate context, impacting broader historical landscapes. This perspective challenges us to consider the psychological weight borne to those who felt themselves to be bearers of a cursed legacy. How might this belief have shaped their decisions, policies, and interactions with other nations? Moreover, exploring the Habsburg curse in the context of World War I also raises questions about historical causality and coincidence. Was the curse merely a convenient explanation for a series of unrelated but unfortunate events? Or could it have been a genuine predictive force? Analyzing this requires a blend of historical fact and speculative interpretation, inviting us to ponder the balance between rational political analysis and the more intangible yet compelling influences of myth and superstition. Exploring the rich and tumultuous narrative of the Habsburg Dynasty, we've traversed through centuries of power, tragedy, and intrigue. From the rise of Rodolfo I to the catastrophic events that unfolded from the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, the Habsburgs were not merely architects of an empire, but also the bearers of a profound legacy that seemed both cursed and grand. Through the story of Archduke Louis Salvador, we delved into the personal struggles and secretive undertakings within the dynasty, revealing how personal battles and clandestine actions could influence broader historical currents. The chilling legend of the Habsburg curse provided a backdrop, adding a layer of mystery that intertwined fate with the personal and political actions of the family, suggesting that their influence extended beyond their political maneuvers to shape the very fabric of European history. This narrative invites us to reflect on how history is often a complex interplay of visible actions and invisible forces, whether those are political, personal, or mythical. The Habsburg story is a potent reminder that history is not just shaped by what is seen and recorded, but also by the underlying currents of human belief, fear, and ambition. By engaging with these themes, we gain a deeper appreciation of the past. We understand that the echoes of history are not merely the outcomes of battles and treaties, but also the whispers of curses and the shadows of legacies. This perspective not only retains our attention, but enriches our understanding of how deeply personal narratives and broader historical events are intertwined, making the saga of the Habsburgs a compelling blend of reality and legend. If you enjoyed uncovering history's hidden stories and dark legends with us, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content. Join us as we continue to explore the shadows of our past in our upcoming videos.